There is a moment that changes something inside you quietly. You are getting ready for a family dinner. You have showered. You have put on clean clothes. You feel prepared. And then, as you walk into the room and lean in to hug your grandchild, you catch the slightest hesitation, a fraction of a second, a small, almost invisible pause before the arms come up to hug you back. You tell yourself you imagined it, but deep down, you know you did not. If that moment sounds familiar, I need you to stay with me today, because everything you're about to hear in the next few minutes has the potential to genuinely change how you feel in your own body, how you move through rooms, and how close you allow yourself to get to the people you love most. My name is Dr. Michael Turner, and I work in the field of aging and dermatological physiology. I have spent years sitting across from older adults who come to me not because of a serious illness, but because of something far more personal. They come carrying a specific kind of shame, a quiet, persistent belief that something is wrong with them, that despite everything they are doing, despite every shower, every soap, every deodorant, their body is betraying them in a way they cannot explain and cannot fix. Today, I am going to give you the explanation, and more importantly, I am going to give you the solution. Not a product to buy, not a vague recommendation to wash more often, a precise, science-based protocol that addresses the actual biological cause of what you're experiencing. Let us start with the most important thing I will say in this entire video. What is happening to your body is not your fault. It is not the result of poor hygiene. It is not a sign that you are losing your ability to care for yourself. It is the result of a specific chemical process that science has identified, studied, and named. And once you understand it, the shame dissolves completely, because you cannot feel ashamed of chemistry. Here is what is actually happening inside your skin. Your skin has a natural protective layer made up of oils called lipids. Among those lipids are compounds known as omega-7 unsaturated fatty acids. When you are younger, your body maintains a powerful antioxidant defense system that protects those fatty acids from breaking down when they are exposed to oxygen in the air. Think of it as an invisible shield surrounding the oils on your skin surface, preventing them from degrading. Starting around the age of 40, two significant biological changes begin occurring simultaneously. First, hormonal shifts alter the composition of the oils your skin produces. Second, your body's natural antioxidant capacity begins a gradual but measurable decline. That protective shield weakens year by year. When those omega-7 fatty acids are exposed to ambient oxygen without adequate antioxidant protection, they undergo a chemical reaction called oxidation. This reaction produces several byproduct molecules. The primary one, the one that researchers have identified as the dominant driver of age-related body odor, is a compound called 2-non-enol. This molecule has been formally studied and documented in peer-reviewed scientific literature. Researchers describe its odor profile as a combination of grassy notes, aged paper, and a faint greasy or waxy quality. It is subtle at low concentrations, but it is persistent, it is distinctive, and it is detectable to others, particularly to children and younger adults whose olfactory sensitivity is still at its peak. Now here's the critical piece of information that explains why everything you have tried so far has not worked. 2-non-enol is what chemists call lipophilic. That means it has a strong chemical affinity for fats and oils. It does not dissolve in water. When you shower with ordinary soap and water, you are effectively removing water-soluble surface residue, sweat, dust, surface bacteria, but you are leaving 2-non-enol almost entirely undisturbed. It is embedded in the fatty lipid layer of your skin where it formed, and water simply passes over it without making contact. This is not a failure of effort. This is a failure of mechanism. No amount of additional showering with the wrong type of soap will remove a molecule that does not respond to water. There is one more layer to this that causes enormous emotional difficulty for the people experiencing it. Your sense of smell, like most sensory functions, undergoes natural decline with age. This means you may not be detecting this odor with the same clarity that younger people around you can. You shower thoroughly, you feel genuinely clean, you notice nothing alarming, and yet others around you, especially children with their highly sensitive olfactory systems, can detect it clearly. You are not being careless or oblivious. You are experiencing a normal neurological change. And that gap between what you perceive and what others perceive is not a moral failure. It is physiology. I want you to sit with that for a moment. You have been blaming yourself for something that was never within the reach of your current approach. You have been fighting the right battle with the wrong tools, targeting the wrong zone, using products that were never designed for this specific molecular problem. That changes today. Now let us talk about where 2-non-enol actually lives on your body, because this is the part that almost nobody knows, and it is the part that makes all the difference. When most people think about body odor, they focus on the obvious areas, the underarms, the feet, the groin. These are high sweat zones, and yes, they require attention. But 2-non-enol does not concentrate in high sweat zones. It concentrates in areas with high sebaceous gland density, areas where your skin produces large amounts of oil, and critically, areas that are difficult to reach and consistently neglected during routine bathing. The primary accumulation zone for 2-non-enol, the area that dermatological research identifies as ground zero for this molecule, is your upper back and the nape of your neck. Specifically, the region running from the base of your skull downward through the space between your shoulder blades to approximately the middle of your back. Let me explain exactly why this area is so problematic, because the reasons are layered and each one compounds the others. First, this region has an exceptionally high concentration of sebaceous glands. These are the small structures in your skin that produce oil continuously. More glandular activity means more lipid production, which means more raw material available for oxidation. This zone is essentially a high-output factory running around the clock, producing the substrate from which 2-non-enol is formed. Second, it is genuinely difficult to reach independently. Be completely honest with yourself about this. When you stand in the shower, how thoroughly do you actually clean the center of your upper back? Most people run water and soap across their shoulders and allow it to flow passively downward. Actually scrubbing the interscapular space, the area between your shoulder blades with your bare hands, requires a combination of reach, flexibility, and coordination that becomes increasingly challenging with age. If you have any degree of shoulder stiffness, which is entirely normal and extremely common after 50, thorough independent cleaning of this zone without a long-handled tool is physiologically close to impossible. Third, the accumulation in this area is slow and completely invisible. Unlike underarm odor, which is sharp and gives you immediate feedback, 2-non-enol builds up on the upper back gradually and silently. Day after day, microscopic amounts layer onto the skin surface without ever being fully removed. Over weeks and months, that invisible accumulation becomes a consistent, ambient odor that has integrated itself into your baseline without you ever having a single obvious moment of noticing it start. Fourth, this zone is in prolonged warm contact with fabric for the majority of every single day. You sleep pressed against your pillow and sheets for 7 or 8 hours every night. Your back is against your shirt collar and fabric throughout the entire day. Your neck rests against chair backs, couch cushions, and pillow surfaces constantly. This sustained warmth accelerates the oxidation process and promotes continuous transfer of 2-non-enol into textile fibers. Your pillowcase, your sheets, your nightwear, your shirts all become secondary reservoirs of this molecule. They re-expose your skin to it even after bathing. This is why the odor sometimes seems to linger in a room or in fabric, even when you are not present. You are not imagining that. It is the chemistry of the molecule behaving exactly as its properties predict. Beyond the upper back and neck, there are secondary zones that deserve specific attention. The small folds directly behind your ears are oil-rich and routinely missed during standard showering. Your scalp, with its high concentration of sebaceous glands, is a meaningful contributor if not addressed with appropriate frequency and technique. Any region of your body where skin surfaces rest against each other with limited air circulation creates a warm, lipid-rich microenvironment that favors 2-non-enol formation and accumulation. Now, I want to give you the protocol. This is the practical step-by-step system that addresses the actual chemistry of the problem rather than simply masking its surface symptoms. The first step is choosing the right cleansing agent. Standard shower gels and antibacterial soaps are formulated to address bacteria and water-soluble surface residue. They have no meaningful action against a lipophilic molecule embedded in your skin's fat layer. You need a soap that either cuts through lipids effectively or delivers antioxidant compounds directly to the skin surface, or ideally both. Your strongest option is a soap containing persimmon extract. This ingredient has been used in Japanese dermatological practice specifically for age-related body odor for many years. Persimmon is extraordinarily rich in tannins, which are natural polyphenolic compounds with powerful antioxidant activity that have demonstrated direct efficacy against 2-non-enol at the skin surface. Look for it listed as a primary ingredient. If persimmon soap is not available in your area, citrus-based soaps formulated with lemon, orange, or grapefruit essential oils are an excellent and widely accessible alternative. They combine lipid-cutting properties with high vitamin C content, providing meaningful antioxidant activity at the point of contact. Green tea soap works through the same antioxidant mechanism. For anyone with sensitive or dry skin, a glycerin-based formulation provides gentle but effective cleansing without stripping the skin barrier. The second step is acquiring the right tool. A long-handled bath brush with natural medium firmness bristles is the single most important physical tool in this protocol. It is what makes independent, thorough cleaning of the upper back anatomically possible, regardless of shoulder flexibility. The bristles should provide light mechanical exfoliation and physical disruption of the lipid layer without causing skin irritation. A textured washcloth or natural loofah sponge addresses the secondary zones. The third step is the focus technique itself. Begin your shower normally, wetting your entire body. Then direct your full attention to the upper back and neck zone. Apply your chosen soap generously to the long-handled brush. Start at the base of your skull and work in deliberate circular motions downward through the interscapular space to your mid-back. Spend a minimum of 1 to 2 full minutes on this zone exclusively. The goal is not simply to apply soap to the surface. The goal is to mechanically disrupt the lipid layer and allow the soap's active compounds to bind with and lift the 2-non-enol embedded within it. After the back, move the brush to your chest. Switch to your washcloth and clean thoroughly behind each ear. Use your fingertips, not your nails, on your scalp in small circular motions. Address any skin fold regions on your body. Complete the remainder of your shower as normal. The fourth step is thorough rinsing and careful drying. Rinse completely, ensuring no soap residue remains anywhere, especially across your back and in skin folds. Dry yourself fully with a clean towel, paying deliberate attention to your back, behind your ears, and every skin fold. Moisture retained in those areas recreates the warm, humid conditions that accelerate oxidation. The fifth step is antioxidant moisturizing. After drying completely, apply a lightweight body lotion containing vitamin E, vitamin C, or both across your body, concentrating on your back, neck, and chest. This is not simply cosmetic hydration. By depositing antioxidant compounds on the skin surface, you are actively reinforcing the protective shield that age-related antioxidant decline has weakened. You are interrupting the oxidation cycle at the point where it begins. Perform this complete protocol 3 to 4 times per week. Continue your normal shower routine on other days. If you experience any skin irritation, reduce mechanical exfoliation to twice weekly and adjust brush pressure accordingly. Outside the shower, there are several supporting habits that significantly extend the effectiveness of this protocol. Launder your towels after every 2 to 3 uses. Change your bed linens and pillowcases weekly. Add 1 cup of plain white distilled vinegar to your washing machine's rinse cycle. The acetic acid in the vinegar disrupts the molecular bonds that allow 2-non-enol to adhere to textile fibers, effectively deodorizing fabric in a way that standard detergent alone cannot achieve. The vinegar scent dissipates completely during drying. For heavily affected items, adding half a cup of baking soda at the start of the wash cycle provides complementary odor neutralization. Sun-drying laundry, when conditions permit, adds ultraviolet deodorization as an additional layer. Support your skin's antioxidant defenses from the inside through your diet. Prioritize deeply colored berries, leafy green vegetables, orange and yellow produce, nuts, seeds, and cold-pressed olive oil. Drinking 1 to 2 cups of green tea daily is a simple and well-tolerated way to add meaningful systemic antioxidant support. Reducing your intake of ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, fried foods, and processed meats lowers your overall oxidative load and gives your body's defenses less to overcome. Drink adequate water daily. 6 to 8 glasses supports skin barrier function and helps your body clear metabolic waste products efficiently. Ventilate your home every morning by opening windows for 10 to 15 minutes. This allows accumulated 2-non-enol molecules that have transferred to room air and surfaces to disperse rather than recirculate. Be aware that chronic psychological stress elevates cortisol, which alters hormonal balance and has documented downstream effects on sebaceous gland activity and skin oxidative chemistry. Whatever form of stress reduction works for your life, whether that is deep breathing, light walking, time outdoors, social connection, or quiet reflection, it supports the same internal biochemical environment you are working to create through the external protocol. Let me bring this all together for you now. You are not dirty. You are not failing to take care of yourself. You are not becoming a burden. You are a person whose body is undergoing a completely natural and well-documented biochemical process that has nothing whatsoever to do with your character, your effort, or your cleanliness. 2-non-enol forms as a natural byproduct of aging skin chemistry. It accumulates primarily where your skin produces the most oil and where cleaning is most anatomically difficult. It resists ordinary soap and water because of its fat bonding chemistry. None of that is your fault. All of it is addressable. The protocol I have shared today is not complicated. It does not require a significant investment of time or money. It requires the right soap, a single inexpensive tool, a focused technique applied to the right area of your body, and a few supporting habits that benefit your overall health far beyond this single concern. What I want you to walk away with today is not just a shower routine. I want you to walk away with your confidence. I want you to sit close to the people you love without that quiet background anxiety running underneath every moment. I want you to accept a hug without bracing yourself. I want you to show up at dinner, at church, at the book club, at the birthday party, and feel entirely and simply like yourself. Aging does not have to mean withdrawing. It does not have to mean managing a growing list of things you feel embarrassed about. It means understanding what is changing in your body and responding with knowledge rather than shame. And today, you have that knowledge. If this video gave you something real, if it shifted something for you, if it gave you a clearer picture of what has been happening and what you can actually do about it, please leave a comment below right now. Tell me what was most useful. Ask a follow-up question. Share what you have already tried. Your comment helps this information reach other people who are quietly going through the same thing and have not found answers yet. That reach matters more than you know. And if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe now and turn on the notification bell. Every single week, I publish content specifically designed for people navigating the real physical changes that come with aging, content built on actual science, delivered without condescension, and focused entirely on giving you back your sense of control. That is exactly what this channel exists for. Subscribe so that content keeps reaching you. Thank you for trusting me with your time today. The closeness you have been missing is within reach. Go claim it.